So let's talk a little bit about mental models in the context of the climate control systems we see on automobiles. So this is my old car. It's a 1989 Volvo. It sadly does not run anymore. But let's talk about how the climate control system would work back when it did run. So it's a hot day outside. Looking at these controls, how would you make the air temperature colder and the air come out faster? The natural thought to me would be to turn the fan speed up over on the right and the air temperature to the blue side over on the left. But this doesn't actually make the temperature any colder, it just disables the heat. This dial over here in the top right has to be turned on to make the air conditioning actually work. So just turning this thing over to the blue side doesn't actually turn on the air conditioning. So to make it colder, you have to both slide this lever over to the left and turn this dial to the red area. It's kind of hard to see in this, but this little area over here on the left side of this dial is actually red. The red area on the air conditioning control designates the maximum coldness. What? This also means you can turn on both the heat and the air conditioning at the same time and have neither of them blowing out if your fan is turned off. None of these controls really match my mental model of how the system works, and the colors used here do nothing to correct my mental model. There's a control here that if you turn it to blue doesn't make the car any colder, and if you turn this other control to red, it does make the car colder. What? So back in 1989, there was a lot of room for improvement on designing the climate control system for a car like this. Let's see if we actually did improve that by talking about my new car, which is a 2015 Nissan Leaf. So in the 26 years since my old Volvo came out, have we gotten better at this? Well, yeah, we've gotten a good bit better, although there's still a good bit of room for improvement. So here's the climate control system for my Leaf. I have one dial that turns the fan speed up and down, one dial that turns the temperature of the air coming out up and down. And so as far as that's concerned, it's pretty simple. But this interface still has some things that are pretty confusing. So for example, it has an automatic mode where it tries to adjust the air temperature and the fan speed to bring the temperature of the car to the temperature that I want. So I press auto. Now it's going to change the fan speed and change the air temperature if I didn't already have it at the lowest to try and get the car cooler faster. The problem is if I want to turn auto off, I don't actually know how to do it. Pressing auto doesn't actually turn it off. If I turn it so that it doesn't only circulate air inside the car, then it turns auto off. But that might not be what I wanted. Maybe I wanted it to go to a certain air temperature without just circulating the air in the car. If I turn auto back on, it's going to turn that back on. Don't know why. So right now, as far as I know, the only way to turn auto off is to turn the circulation mode off. It also lets me turn AC and heat on at the same time, which I don't understand at all why I would ever need that. So there are some things that the system really should do better, or some things it should constrain so the user doesn't do things that don't make any sense in the context of wanting to set the temperature.